Well, since we were talking tech here, let's stay on that thread. You can thank Microsoft and Alphabet for fueling the fervor around AI in the last few months. The tech giants both reporting after the bell today. AI, artificial intelligence, is sure to dominate the conversation. What should investors look to hear? Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley joins us now. Dan, what are you going to be looking to hear?
I think the big to-do is going to be about AI.
Yeah.
This is something that, and that note, by the way, at first I thought it was going in the wrong direction, where it was going to be like, yeah, everything is great. AI is going to power everyone forward. It's like, let's all, back up for a little bit. AI's been doing this for a while. This is a subset of AI that we're talking about, GPT. It's not, we use AI all the time in everything. You get on your phone, you get a recommendation, that's AI. But I digress. I think the big thing that people should be looking at, not necessarily talking about right now, is going to be the cloud and how the cloud continues to do. That's the profit driver, the driver for the stock for the past few years, especially when it comes to Microsoft, Google trying to build out Google cloud platform. They're still far behind Microsoft, still far behind Amazon. And I think that's going to be the big discussion. They moved around some of the accounting when it comes to Google Cloud, so they're trying to make that more profitable in the interim, at least on paper, going forward. But I think what we've seen and what we're expecting out of Microsoft for the coming quarter is a continued decline in growth, a continued slowing of growth in the cloud, and there's a number of reasons for that. Chief among them, companies cutting back on spending, and cloud is an important part of what companies have to do moving forward. It's not a market that's completely saturated yet. There's still tons of growth there. But if they can hold off at this point in time, then that's really what they're doing. And I think another thing that, it's on the fringes that people might still care about, but is a multi-billion-dollar business for Microsoft, there's their more computing segment, and that's the PC sales. And, they sell Windows licenses for the two third parties that sell computers. We're expecting a pretty big, substantial drop there just because people aren't buying computers at this point. I think Gartner earlier this month had said that worldwide PC shipments dropped 30% in the first quarter. So that's gonna ding Microsoft pretty hard there. I think on the Google side of things, it's going to be, how is that ad market picked back up, right? Is it picking back up? That's YouTube ads. And any kind of commentary they're going to have on the GPT-ification, we'll just say, of search, right? They have Bard. Bard's still something that you need an invite to try out. I've been playing with it, not because I'm too cool, but I think it's something that, we're going to have to talk about what that means for search going forward, because Microsoft's already doing that. It's pretty good. I use Bing now exclusively over,
Really?
Not Bing, Edge. Excuse me. Still using Google because they got the Edge there, but I do use the Edge browser over Chrome, and I mean it really does make a big difference.
I'm gonna call an audible here and ask you about your recent trip. You are just back from Japan, and I want to ask you that because, especially as a tech reporter, to sort of get outside of the U.S. bubble and go to a different place, is there anything you saw there from a technology standpoint, what people there are using that surprised you or you found interesting?
So if you ride the subway or you use mass transit in the U.S., I feel like everybody's ear, if they're, smart enough to not listen to what's going on around them, especially in the New York subway, they have AirPods in. But there's not a lot of AirPods floating around there, and that's still a market that, could be a growth opportunity for Apple. Japan is one of their larger markets. It's nothing like, the U.S., North America, China, but it is still an important place for them. The other thing is, you sit on a bus, a train, you go out with friends and family, 95% of the time, you're probably going to see them rocking one of these bad boys. Tons of Android still in use there. And I think that's something that, that's great for Google. They're still, look, Apple is the majority in the U.S., not the world.
Right.
The majority in the rest of the world is still Android and Google, and it will be based on pricing alone, right? So I think that's something that was really noticeable, was just how, Apple is this huge dominant force here, but you have to step out of your bubble, as you said, and that's really the big difference. And I think just to kind of add on to that, the idea of Apple in India. When I was away, all I was getting was updates from Tim Cook on Twitter about going to India, the store opening over there. they have a long way to go as far as getting any kind of traction there. The iPhone is
From a customer standpoint. Let alone the manufacturing
right.
standpoint.
I mean, the iPhone is so expensive compared to what you can get from Chinese manufacturers, and they're all on Android. So you can open a store all you want, but if it's still outrageously priced compared to the competition, you're not going to do much.
Well, that's your next trip then, Dan.
Oof, I'll go to India, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right,
Get some SOG over there, yeah.
Dan Howley, welcome back, and thanks for that perspective. Really, it's interesting.